Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Ravens Escapees. I am sorry, my voice sounds terrible today. I have allergies are so bad. But here is the hat I was working on yesterday. Can you tell? um, Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching this. I hope you're all doing well. This is Sue from Ravens Escape Crafts. Welcome, 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 or welcome back, whichever. If you're new here or you've been here before, I am Sue, your crafty host, and I hope you're doing well today on this amazing Wednesday. So, again, I'm working on my Christmas in July. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can get you in. But it's, you can tell what I'm going. It's supposed to be an elf hat, but then I changed it. So, it's not done. It's not done at all. I'm going to add to it. You'll see once I add to it. So today is Wednesday, June, what is it, the 11th? 11th, I think. My kid's last day of school. They're home. They're going to be home a little after 11 o'clock. So we're trying to make this video a little early today because I want to get it done before they get home and they're all like, so this is my last morning of peace and quiet for a while. Well, they're teenagers, so, I mean, they're not going to be up early every day. But, I was trying to take a moment this morning to zen myself to the fact. And, I'm not going to, my kids are good kids. I'm not going to lie. They're good kids. But they have two boys that are like 13. Well, they're like 13 months apart. They're actually like a year and 3 weeks apart. Okay. So, and they're going to be 14 and 15 this year. So they fight. They irritate each other constantly. They're both teenage boys. So they're both like pre-irritated about everything all the time. And then they irritate each other. And it's like these stupid little fights, like constantly. I'm like, what are you arguing about now? He touched my stuff. He went in my room. He looked at me sideways. He touched me. So I'm not looking forward to that all summer. I mean, I am looking forward to spending more time with them. They're both tired from school. They have both worked really hard this year, and they deserve this break. But I am not looking forward to the fussiness, and I'm not looking forward to the toots. I mean, they're both, and I know this is teenage stuff, and I know it's mild compared to other people, but they come downstairs and like, what? I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated. I know, I'm like, okay, you're bored. Well, like, there's a million things to do right here. Like, I wish I had half the stuff to do that you guys have to do when I was your age. Like, it's everything. Like, I just hear my mom, well, I'll give you something to do. You can clean or do this or that. So, I try not to say that too much because I hear my mother saying that to me when I'm kid. Well, if you're bored, I'll give you something to do. So, yeah, so I'm working on this hat. This is not done. So like I said, it was supposed to be an elf hat, and I was going to, but then I was like, oh, what if I put this on here? It becomes a Christmas tree. So then I'm going to decorate it a little bit. I have to work on that. That's going to take some time. I don't know what else I want to work. What do I want to make? I have so much yarn. I have so much stuff. Really need to get some sales going. My shop, like I talked a little bit yesterday about my citronella soap. Again, it's really good if you're going outside and spending some time outside. I still have my ice stuff to finish. But I've been working on an idea and it's not coming out the way I planned, so I have to revamp it. But what do we think about the Christmas tree hat? So I finished what I was showing yesterday, and then this is just a brim. You can actually pull it down. You can actually wear it like this too if you want to. Make it like a slouchy hat if you want. It's actually just the brim, and I did it in a double crochet front post, back post, and then I turned it up like this so that it'll stand. I put it on my head. So again, this is going to be one of my Christmas July projects. I'm working on it. I finished the other Santa hat. This one I just put the furs around. I have to put the ball on the end, but other than that, that one's done. Let's see, what else have I done that's interesting? Not too much. I'm trying to figure out, I want to add some like garland to this. I'm wondering if like this would work. What do we think? I have this yarn. It kind of looks like candy cane. I was wondering if that would be cute if I like did it around. I mean, obviously better than this. I'm doing this on camera. What do we think? Or what kind of things should I need to add stuff to it. It can't just be a tree. Obviously. And I think I'm going to make a couple more of these. And we'll decorate them up and see what they look like. But, because I kind of really like this. And I still want to make some elf hats. So I'm going to work on some of that a little bit later today. I'm hopefully going to just dig into some videos and watch that and start working on some stuff wholeheartedly. Yeah, I haven't bought, I'm on a yarn buying stop because I have way too much. I really need to get through it. I really need to sell some stuff. So I really need to work on my advertising and my, maybe that's something we should talk about a little bit today. I don't know what, I should be crocheting something. What should I make? So, we talk a lot about, I've been talking about selling on Etsy. I see a lot of people put Etsy down. I don't put Etsy down. I think Etsy is a really good place to sell your things. I think it is. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I cannot get that. I can't find the end of this. I don't know what happened to this thing. So, I think it's a good place to sell your stuff. I know there's other places to sell things. Other platforms. Oh, I started something here. I started something and it wasn't working out. Okay. So, apologize for that. So, let's see. We'll work on some of this yarn. So, yeah, the hard part is, and making your stuff, and then you need to sell it. And like I said, I have not done in-person markets yet. It's a lot. It's a lot to do in-person markets. And it takes away from your whole weekend, and you have to deal with people, which I'm good dealing with people. Okay. I spent a lot of my career dealing with people. Between waitressing and working at a car dealership, I've talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I'm good at it. I am good at customer service. I'm good at talking to people. However, sometimes I don't want to. Oh, sometimes I just don't want to. There's a lot of wonderful people out in the world. There are so many fun people. I've met so many amazing people in waitressing and working customer service. And, I used to make phone calls for the customer satisfaction phone calls. I used to have to deal with, I was in sales for a little while. I dealt with thousands of people over the years. And I met some of the most amazing, fun, nice people in my life. I can tell you story after story after story. But then there's the others. There's the ones who just, no matter what you do, it's a complaint. Or they're mad. Or And I've helped other people do craft shows. Okay, I've never sold my own stuff at a craft show, but I have helped out at craft shows. And like the stuff people say sometimes, like there was a woman I used to help a little bit that I used to work with, and she made a lot of crochet and knit things and beautiful stuff. More utilitarian stuff. Like she did a lot of like washcloths, placemats. Her and her mom used to do these like all these really nice, like pretty washcloths. Like she used to knit the baby washcloths. I have like a ducky in them, where you just do you do like a regular knit and purl, and then you do like just like a purl for like the duck shape. I mean, she did like the coolest stuff, and she made blankets, and she used to sell at these craft shows, and like just the people like, oh, well, $5 for this, and like it took her and her mom like a couple hours to make. Or at least an hour, you know what I mean? Which, so $5 an hour plus the cost of the material is still like way under minimum wage. And they'd be like, $5 really for a washcloth? I don't know. That's kind of expensive. You're kind of asking a lot, or like, oh, I would pay that, or like, and again, I understand the people who like are other crafters, because I mean, we all do this when we go to craft shows. We look at things and think, I can make that myself. Okay, we all do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, like, I'm not gonna go to a craft show and buy as a crafter myself. I will support other crafters. Okay, let's start over with this. Okay. I'm a huge supporter of other crafters. I have so much stuff in my house that is handmade stuff by other people. Okay. But most of it is stuff I don't want to say can't make, but either don't make, or is not something I want to make. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to buy a crochet washcloth from somebody because I make crochet washcloths. But I will buy like a wood piece that, somebody maybe cut or burned, or I don't work with wood. It's not that I can't. I could, but I'm not going to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to buy the equipment to work with wood. I've worked with wood in the past. I don't love working with wood. So it's not something I'm interested in getting into. So I'll gladly pay somebody a good price to make something, that they made something out of, like, let's say wood or flower arrangement, even like plastic flower arrangements. I am like the world's worst flower arranger. I don't know. I don't have it. I don't have that, I see people, they're like, oh, you put it here and you put it here and you put it here and you put it here. And it's like gorgeous. And I'm like, I put it here and I put it here and I put it here. And it looks like somebody just went and stuck a whole pile of flowers there. I don't have the talent for it. I will gladly pay somebody to do flower arranging. Those are just like two examples. There's a million examples out there. I am not an artist by any means. So I have quite a few pieces of hand-painted art, and I can't do it. I've tried. It looks like a 5-year-old did it, okay? People be like, oh, did your kids make that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was me. It was me. So I am totally, like, let's put it this, I wanted to start with that. I love going to craft shows. I love buying people's craft items. I love buying things that people make. Obviously, as a crafter myself, I'm not going to buy things that I can make myself. So we're all like this. We all go to craft shows, all of us crafters, and we see things in our wheelhouse, and we're like, I could make that. All right, so let's talk etiquette with that. And I want to just say, and this is stuff that I never in a million years like would do, that I have seen people do so many times. Like, I've gone to tons of craft shows and I've looked at stuff and I've picked stuff up and I've been like, I can make this. I could do that at home. Like, that's a really neat idea. And I've, gone home and done it. Did I say to the person at the booth, oh, let's say, like, oh, I could do this? No, I did not say that. Did I tell them it's just really nice, I really like it because I'm picking up and touching it? Yes. Did I say to them, what did you use to make this? No. No, because that's rude. I cannot believe people go to craft shows and I get, like I said, I get you're crafty. But they walk up to people's booths, and I've seen it so many times. I've seen it as a customer, and it breaks my heart every time I see it. People will go up, where'd you get what yarn is this? Or what material did you use for that? Where did you get this? Where did you get that? Like, these people are here selling their stuff, not as like a DIY class, okay? Like, this is a legit business where these people put this time to make this stuff, not like a show and tell for you to like go up. Or, like I said, I've seen so many people, like, I've seen people go up to crochet, and of course, like I said, crocheters is tough for me, because, like, that's what, and I've seen people go up and be like, oh, what yarn did you use? Like, I get, and they're not saying it in like, is this like an acrylic or a wool because I am allergic to wool or something. That's a whole nother, that's like what material is, like you'll say like, oh, is this like a wool blend, or is it acrylic? That's a different story, because that could be somebody has an allergy. That could be that some certain people do get irritated. Like, I've seen like a ton of people get, their skin gets irritated by like Red Heart. I've seen other acrylic yarns that people have a reaction to, and it's usually like in the sizing that they use in it. But I've seen other people just be like that they can't really wear acrylics, or, like, okay, like me personally, when I'm looking at jewelry, I'll be like, what is this made of? Because I guess it's like, they call it a nickel allergy, but I also, so like if I have any kind of jewelry on that has nickel in it, I have to like earrings, I have to coat, or my ears will get bright red and like hot and itchy. Same with necklaces. But even depending on the metal, I have really acidic skin and it'll eat through it, and then I get like this green, at my neck, and it'll actually start eating through the metal, which is crazy. But I've ruined so much jewelry like that. So I will ask what it's made of, but not as a, like, I want to make this at home thing. Like, I need to know if I can wear this, that's different. All right. So like, I mean, again, like, the other thing that absolutely kills me is the people who come up and take pictures. I mean, like, this is not Pinterest people. These people are trying to sell stuff. It's just rude. And like I said, I know we all, as crafters, I'm trying to find my end here. As crafty people, we'll go to a craft show and look at stuff and think I can make that, or I could do that, blah, blah, blah. If you're gonna do that, though, like, you keep it in your head. You don't, like, say it. You don't ask questions on how things are made. You don't, it's rude. It's, like, beyond rude. And you don't take pictures for later, for you to make it at home. That's not nice. That's not nice. It's very, I don't know that people realize what it feels like to, if they've never made products and put them out there, okay? Because it's hard. I'm just gonna say that. Like, when you go to make things and sell them, you're sort of putting yourself out there, right? Because we all know how the world is. And so you're putting yourself out there, right, for criticism. And it's something you made. So it's going to be a little touchy for you. You know what I mean? When people say things that are not nice. And you know people are going to... You hope people aren't going to say mean things. You hope people could just keep their comments to themselves. If it's something that's not up to what they like, or not something they would use, you would hope that people would just keep it to themselves and not feel the need to tell the actual crafter or artisan that they don't like it. But we all know that that's not the world we live in. Some people just feel like they need to put other people down. So it's hard to put your stuff out there. You know, I mean, when I first started making things and even like putting them out on Etsy and Facebook and Insta, and it's been a couple years now, you know, I really struggled. Like, what if people are mean and don't like it? And, you know, now I have been very lucky, knock on wood. I have only had a few customers that were not very nice. In all the customers that I've had since I started this business, I think I've only had 2 Etsy customers that had complaints or I don't even know if they were Etsy customers, because at the time I was selling on Facebook too. So one of them might have been a Facebook customer. And they were, you know, the one, I understand. On the platform, I forget which platform it was, I was limited as to how many ingredients I was allowed to put in for my shave soap. I sell a soap to use for shaving. And I had a limited amount of ingredients that you were allowed to put in that field. And I had more ingredients than that. So, of course, I put the beneficial ingredients and left some of the less desirable ingredients off of the list. I've learned from that since I now have a full list in the description, and then just, you know. So, but because I put that in because obviously that helps when it comes up in search. Well, people are not going to be searching for titanium dioxide, which some people have a problem with, or SLSs, which some people have a problem with. You know, they're going to be searching for marshmallow root extract and, you know, all the beneficial things, vitamin E and aloe. And so obviously those were the main things I put in the ingredients list, and she got the bar. And of course it had things in it that she didn't want. And she was not nice about it. Okay. But I said, I will send you a label, send it back to me. The minute I get it back, I will refund your money. She did that. I emailed her the label. She put it back in the packaging, taped it up, sent it back to me. She got her money back within a couple days. No harm, no foul. And there was another customer. I'm not even going to get in. I've been very lucky, though. I have to say, I've been very lucky because I've only had one person that said they didn't get their package, which I know there's a lot of people out there that I see it constantly, that people say they didn't get their package and it shows delivered, and you don't know if it's a scam or not. Now, I know that there's a lot of problems with that, because Lord knows I have to, between my neighbor and the person who has the same address on the other street, parallel to mine, we know each other very well because we switch Amazon packages a lot because they go to the wrong place. And FedEx, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I have met so many neighbors because they just throw it at willy-nilly houses. I'm like, excuse me, did you get our package? Because I see the picture. Ugh. And I have returned people's packages. I have driven all over this neighborhood giving people their packages. Sorry, but So I understand that you don't always get your package. But I also understand that there's a lot of people out there that have learned that you can say you didn't get your package and then you get a free item. I have been lucky with that. I have only ever had one person tell me they did not get their package. I went into my tracking and they did not, in fact, get their package. It got lost and I forget where it ended up. It was not even close to the state where they lived, and the tracking just stopped and it never started back up again. And I put in a lost package request and it was a very small item. It was not, I tried to get it back in, and it got to the point where it wasn't worth my time. It's just gone. Who knows what happened to that poor package. It was a very small item. It was not a huge, it was a write-off. We reset. You know what I'm saying? And the customer was perfectly happy. So I've been lucky with that regards. And I've been lucky I only had like 2 people. There was that lady, and then there was another person. I'm trying to remember. There was another person that got kind of nasty with me. But like I said, I work customer service and I waited tables, and so it really takes a lot to get me like upset at this point. You can pretty much say a lot, but it is still hard putting yourself out there to put your product out there. Even like doing this, like it's, I know going onto YouTube is setting myself up for who knows what kind of comments, and again, I have fairly thick skin, but it's still, no matter how thick your skin is, there are times when things hurt, I have had some scammers. I've had tons of scammers. I mean, obviously I got close to falling for one, but most of them I can smell a mile away. And some of them are pretty good. That was trying to order stuff. And I only figured it out when they finally gave me their address, and it was like someplace in New York that wasn't even like a place. So I figured that one out finally, but they were good. They were really like, they made me think that they were a real person or a real customer. So you have to, that's the hard part too. Like, you put yourself out there, then you end up with scammers. You end up with people criticizing your things. I have had people comment on some of my previous like Facebook posts and Instagrams that, not nice comments about some of my products, or, personal attacks at me, or, look, I'm not a fucking supermodel. I'm not a supermodel. I don't even have any damn makeup on. This is just me. It's just me. This is my 47-year-old self with my gray hair, and I am not particularly gorgeous in any way, shape, or form, and I'm fine with that, but you don't need to make comments about it. I don't know why people feel the need, but they do. So I've had plenty of things like that, like, commenting on my appearance and whatever. At this point, I'm not going to say it doesn't hurt, because, like, you read stuff and you're just like, you got it, really? Was that necessary? Was that necessary? I mean, I don't dwell on them. I don't let it get to me anymore. I am what I am. I am who I am. And if you don't particularly like it, you don't have to watch it, and you don't have to like my stuff. You know what I mean? You just don't. It's that simple. There are millions of other videos out there. There are millions and millions and probably billions of Facebook posts, Instagram stories, other YouTube videos, other TikToks that you could go and watch and just say, oh, I don't want to watch this girl or woman or whatever. And instead, you have to take time out of your day to be nasty. I will never understand that. I would never understand that. I've never once personally attacked somebody just for the hell of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because I didn't like the way they looked, or they were unpleasant to me, like unpleasant looking to me. You know, I give anybody props that can get out there and go on camera and do stuff. It takes, you know, like they talk a lot about like, oh, people who do like stuff like that, they just want attention. And it's like, no, it takes balls to get out and put yourself out there, because there's a lot of criticism to it. They said, I've made peace with myself that I am not a beautiful, you know, absolutely beautiful woman. I'm beautiful on the inside. I'm semi-beautiful on the outside. And I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. I made peace with that many years ago. That, you know, I am tall and chunky and not, you know, I have big brown under my eyes because I haven't slept properly and I haven't had a decent night's sleep in years. Probably 15 since I had my kids. Or more. I was never a good sleeper. You know, it just, I am what I am. I look how I look. And I'm okay with it. I'm happy with me. So, you know, I don't know. I'm going on a tangent. I never even got to my yarn. I did this day. All right. So, I guess we'll finish up. Because my kids are going to be home soon. They're actually out of school now. It's summer, guys. Send help. Send help. Send help. The 2 teens are going to be home. Oh, my God. Send help. I'll be all right. We'll be okay, right? Right. So, we'll be fine. It's all going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm going to keep making fun Christmas hats and pretend that they don't argue all the time. All right. So, what do you guys think of the hat? All right. So, in conclusion, don't be a jerk at a craft show. If you're going to pick somebody's stuff up and you're thinking about making it, don't say, what is this made from? How did you do this? Say, this is really pretty. Oh, I love this. This is really nice. Give them a compliment. And in your head go like, okay, this is how they made it. And then go make it yourself. That's fun. I don't have a problem with that. Don't be a jerk at craft show. Don't be a jerk online. Don't be a jerk in general. That is my message for today. And what do you think of my hat? What kind of decorations does it need? I'm showing it to you again. What kind of decorations should we put on it? I think I have a few ideas. Like I said, I think I'm going to make a couple of these. So I could use your guys' help. I hope you have a great Wednesday. I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Choose love every day, everyone.